This is your daily market review for Monday, January 8th, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at XP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review for Monday, January 8th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you get a chance, take out the live chat we did today. Pretty helpful, I think, as most of you guys and gals know. We expected some sort of bounce after you had some pretty near-term oversold conditions, especially in Apple. You got it today. You got some new money coming in from the January effect, in my opinion. And yeah, they spurned a decent up move today with potential to get a little higher, in my opinion. We talked about this on the live chat, the levels, and yeah, let's just dig into it. Again, keep in mind, just please keep in mind that the market could get stuck and choppy until the CPI data on Thursday and earnings in financials on Friday. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Always here to help. Check out Discord room, a link in the description below. Let's do this. Also, new to the channel, check out the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, website, check out the recommended reading. Telling you to get that interactive brokers, and please do yourself a favor. If you're not getting 5.5% from Marcus, get it. Also follow on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Just get into the normal things. All right, Fed Watch Tool. We know there's no cut coming in a couple weeks. However, March is where it gets a little dicey. It's been hovering around the 60% level. I personally think that, you know, as the bond market priced in 6 rate cuts this year already, that's not sustainable. So there has to be one probably in March. And if there's one in March, is it really because everything is awesome? Be careful there. Bitcoin, we talked about chopping up here, riding the lightning, going into the SEC confirmation of ETFs. I mean, again, kind of like gold, oil, commodities, housing, all those things, I don't think will bottom until the Feds actually cut and start going QE. However, doesn't necessarily mean, as I said, I expect 20% pullback max in Bitcoin if there is one. And if there is, don't be surprised. Because again, everyone probably bought at freaking 12, 18,000, whatever the lows were down here, 15,000 running up into this. And so they're probably going to unload into liquidity. Again, market makers use and love liquidity. Oil. So it looks like the Saudis are going to be cutting prices. Is anyone surprised? Is it because demand is really good? No, that's the problem here. There's a big short interest, which I'm assuming some shorts covered into, but keep this, I don't know, I keep an eye on it. Again, I don't think oil is going negative, but I do think oil will be sloppy and choppy. Natty gas, as we've talked about a dozen times, we thought it bottomed. Shorting the KOLD was the trade. And again, we'll talk more about what to expect. Again, I like commodities long term. If you had to disappear for a year, maybe 18 months, and then look at the market and you went all in commodities, I think you would absolutely crush it. Compared to tech, absolutely destroy it. But this channel is about near-term stuff as well. So the dollar, again, we talked about the XDiv. If you pull that out, it would have taken you basically to the 200-day. We bounced. It's like it's almost got to the 100-day. It's kind of sad. I mean, I wish the chart would update the moving averages, but it's not. TLT, we talked about this 9,900 area was essentially 6 rate cuts priced in. Look at that. It's a big move. Near term, we talked about sloppy and choppy. Wouldn't be surprised. VIX, I mean, amazing. VIX crush. Wow. Again, I mean, it is what it is. Watch these levels in the 20-day. Sipping on a drink. Vixen said, watch this. It bottomed and chopping around. VIVIX, same thing. Chop, chop, chop. Look like they bottomed. That's the key here. When will we see problems? Not even necessarily problems, just a normal pullback. SPY, look at today's action. Come on, get out of here. Light volume, look at this. This is a huge anomaly. Big green candle, light volume. Be careful. If you zoom out, and again, I'm watching the hourlies on these things. You're coming into some, I didn't mean to shift the whole thing. You're coming into some interesting areas up here. And after hours, someone pulled the absolute plug on the son of a biscuit. Came right back, but interesting areas. Talking about with the Q, oh, let me just pull up the Q. Same kind of thing. Oversold, said 20-day. It's possible to rally back up through it near term. 8-day, 10-day. I'm also watching this 0.618 in the 200 period on the hourly. Definitely watching that. So again, I mean, bigger the bounce, I don't know, more the chop. I mean, this is the thing we talked about again. If you shorted, please, for the love of God, we talked about harvesting some gains because we knew at some point. I mean, if you zoom out, you can see like I expected a bounce, and the bounce being the 20-day. And I apologize that it doesn't line up, but point being is what. Here, let me move this over. You can kind of see what we meant. Just you have to be thoughtful of this. Like, if you've ever traded for long periods of time, again, I can go through the previous videos and you'll see. Point being is that coming off the lows, there's going to be a pullback, and coming off the highs, there's going to be a pop back. That's the nature of the beast. And now you have nothing going on until freaking Thursday, maybe. I mean, the market could get, I don't know how much upside. I would say it could get choppy. IWM, we said this again on the weekend review. I'm surprised people who are frustrated trolls not paying attention just are like, oh, I can't believe it bounced. It's like, friends, nothing goes down in a straight line. It just doesn't. And I mean, when straight line moves are usually near the end, it's going to be choppy. DIA dropped down to the 20-day with Boeing today. Just interesting action. The gold. Again, everyone and their mom saying, hey, it's time to buy it. And I'm like, just wait. If it breaks out, great. But if it doesn't, it feels like it's going to do what it's always going to do. And that's chop around until the Fed's QE. Because here's the problem. Silver, GDX, GDXJ. Notice these names are nowhere near the highs. They're not following. And again, these names are usually what leads. Like AG should be up in the 7s to 8s minimum. AEM should be probably in the 60s. Minimum. P minimum. Not happening, right? Newmont should be up in like the 60s. Now people say, well, that's great value. But if you go and study the past, you'll remember what? That miners have issues when the market crushes because they're dependent on credit. And if credit locks up, the perception is that these companies can go out of business overnight. All right, our favorite short of the year, Taiwan Semi. Of course, it rallied. We said watch the zone here. Not surprised. 20-day. Had a wick on it. Didn't really get much love. Okay, cool. 102s. Feels like a simple area to add with stops. Micron. Dead cat bounce, in my opinion. 20-day. Fills the gap from XDiv. I mean, this company's a joke. They don't make any money, and they never will. AM Dizzle. Again, first bounce, pretty strong. Clearly, I would use the gaps as reference. NVIDIA, interesting, broke out. Again, got to give Steven props. He said, I think it might run up into some sort of, there's a chip release, and they announced something today about their chips. But the point being is like, okay, could this be a multi-day chop, like breakout, or a fake out? Knowing how this stuff works, typically, same thing at a low, you get a fake breakdown, then you go. The breakout, fake out. It can be a couple days. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, why are you hating on NVIDIA? Well, NVIDIA was the stock market trade of 2023. You know how stupid and lazy brokers are? They're saying this is a stock trade of 2024. That to me means it's an absolute sell at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, in my mind. Intellectual property, we talked about it, ran up on the Israeli cash, what are they, infusion subsidy. We'll see what happens. SMH, same thing, just drops. Here you go. Watching these levels, keep an eye on it. Adobes, we talked about, and again, I mean, you see these, when these names start gapping down and they just rally, we talked about it's probably going to hold somewhere. 100-day looks good, 8, 10-day, 20-day. Apple, talked about it being oversold on the daily. Said, not surprised. If you shorted up here, you made a decent amount of cash. All right, now what? Maybe 8-day, 10-day, 188? I mean, how much higher? It really depends on the overall market, but we'll keep an eye on it. Amazon, gap down big last week. Filled the gap, 20-day, same thing. CRM, all these names are down, backfilling. Okay, would they fill the gaps? Again, have references. Don't be quick to jump all back in short if you took profits. That's the hardest thing. GOOG, same thing, chopping around. Meta, squeezy, back to the high. I mean, I guess the more shares Zuck sells, the more bullish, I guess. I don't know. I'm genuinely concerned in time, but we'll see what happens up here. I mean, again, I like the short here. People are like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, look at it. It could take out all the action of weeks and days. Be patient. Know your levels. Microsoft, this has gone nowhere for a while. Chop. NDAQ, again, leaders are lagging. We talked about this one getting up and touching some resistance that I really thought it really wouldn't get to, but look what it did. Same kind of thing. Oversold near term, bounce. MicroStrategy, this is interesting because, again, you would think this would be going haywire. I think they had their secondary coming out. Keep in mind, again, I think he's doing a great thing. Sell more stock, buy more Bitcoin at lower prices. He probably expects what I expect, which is a 20%, 25% pullback in Bitcoin. Netflix, same thing, chopping around. Roblox, we talked about it failing at the 747 area. 747. Oh. Speaking of Boeing, right? Watch that. Tesla. No. It's got nothing. Airbnb, we talked about this is a great short, taking profits down near the lows. Here you go. 20-day. Gift from the gods. Costco. Here's another one we talked about. XDiv is probably going to drop. All right, back test maybe the trend line. Pick and choose your battles. Starbucks, a global growth name that's been showing nothing. All right, well, near term, a little bit oversold. Maybe it pops a couple points. Watch 20-day, maybe, I don't know, 95. Again, I don't know if I'd short that one heavily, but things been working. FedEx, everybody and their mom thought this was a buy post earnings. It pops back, and now it's chopping. Watch the 200-day. Caterpillar was really sad. I did not see this up near 302. Filling the gap. Looking for shorts on that one. Nucor said it watched the 178. X. A lot of people want to short this. Please don't. Please don't. I know they will not probably get taken out by Nippon Steel. However, it doesn't mean there's other bidders not below. Again, it could drop a few points, but I just think there's better trades. VALE, again, you don't short takeout targets. Chopping. Arrow, resistance, hit, chopping. CCJ, been a monster last year. Chopping, doesn't look that strong. CF, Agname starting to get, again, sloppy and choppy. I mean, I've said this and warned this. Do not get too excited about them. Maybe CF has had some option activity, but NTR, AA, Mosaic. Sorry. They all look, if you zoom out, they all look pretty dead to me. XLF, you got to be kidding me. It's down, up, down, up. Now it's like trying to rally back. At the close, it squeezed out. Who knows? Again, JP Morgan was down all day. I mean, it's like, and somebody said this too, it's like the frustration. It's like, I get that. Long wick. I mean, that feels like a doji top. Morgan Stanley, this thing should have been on fire, right? If financials rally. Chopping. Bank of America, chop. Goldman Sachs, chop. Goldman Sachs. Chopping. KRU, we talked about the no pass zone, not passing this area. Just not going to happen. No doubt fail zone, chopping. And that's just part of the game. XBI, wow, look at that. Look at the bios today. That feels like a blow off top. Near term. Keep an eye on that. High volume at the highs, high volume at the lows. You got to be very concerned. It's not always, and again, in a probability game, but it's in your favor if that potentially could be topping out near term. TAN, we talked about solar's crap. Yeah, it looks like pretty crappy to me. Again, you short pops, cover flops. Some of these names will probably go out of business or get significantly down, significant down moves. First Solar, we said watch those long wicks. Every time it long wicked, it usually was retesting and failing. HYG, again, everyone and their mom buying corporate debt. You got to be higher than Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart eating edibles, cooking risotto. Seriously. I mean, unreal. Corporate debt, danger. Danger, danger, danger. USO, here you go. Chopping around. UNG, we talked about. The better trade was, we talked about it bouncing, right? We talked about that. And we were like short, cold. Look at that. Near term, again, I'm not looking at this. I'm looking at natural gas. Near term, it could be limited. Any spike, that's what I'd be looking for. XOP, nice rally back into the close. Again, I feel like the new year finally got the new money coming into CPI. I mean, this is choppy, and this is why we got stopped out. I just think there's easier trades. ExxonMobil. I'm trying to make a funny out of it. Didn't work. We talked about this. Holding, chopping, 100 area. Looks, again, I mean, these relatively cheap. These stocks look cheap, but they just don't look they're going anywhere. Valero, this looked like it's, again, choppy and sloppy. This is why these are harder, in my opinion. Leave them alone. CVE is another one. I mean, I think there's a buyout target at some point. Nice little gap down and close at the highs. MPC, we talked about this one, like fake breakout, chopping around. I mean, you want to talk about head spinner. Occidental, I mean, this is why I'm just saying leave them alone. You see the big Buffett sell zone and downside target. At some point, it probably breaks below it. That's just the nature of the beast. If the VIX gets over 50 and people start panic selling, you're going to see things sell at prices that will make your eyes water in a good way, crying for gifts. EQT, again, 44 has been the resistance, chopping around. Last but not least, Flex LNG. Again, I think we will be massive natural gas exporters. Zoom out. I like this thing in the mid to low 20s. All right. If you have any questions, again, please reach out. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. You guys are awesome. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions about real estate, because creative finance is going to help some folks out. Some people need better agents, better advice, better pizza, Papa John's. Nope, sorry, that just got stuck in there. No, you know what I'm saying. Do not rely on your cousin Vinny, your Aunt Debbie, or your little cousin Bobby to sell your house or help you buy a house in a market where deals are meant to be had by folks who know how to negotiate and get deals done. Don't sacrifice. This is the biggest asset purchase potentially in your life. Why would you put it on someone who doesn't have experience? Holler at your boy. Talk to you later. Have a great night, especially you trolls. You guys keep posting. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.